Yo, and hello everyone, and welcome back to, unfortunately, another grind episode of Final Fantasy VII. Yesterday we had a little update and kind of what's happening, what's to be expected. Today's gonna be a bit more kind of me speculating. Because we've received sort of a bit of news with the 7 remake that I am waiting for. Kind of thoughts and opinions on how it should be done. I didn't do it. Well, those things do attack. Turn the music down low. Yes, I do not find townberries. I assume we've all heard that it's going to be split up into multi-part, which inherently on its own that's not a bad thing. There have been RPGs that have done a split into 3-part or even more, where one game does not tell the entire story. Do I have open slots? I do. Let's take the empty ones. That will pick up the pace a bit. The first title that comes to mind, okay, yeah, you are who I wanted to fight with item. Is the Dot Hack series. They both, not one was a complete game. Well, it was each one was a complete game. Yes, we're cheating. But they didn't tell the whole story. Hopefully Square Enix can do it properly where they do tell a whole story. That's going to be kind of... Oh, interesting. If you fail to do it, it gets rid of it. Why am I doing that? Megalixir. Just keep selecting Megalixir. There. With item. Elixir. With elixir. Finish him off. Alright. Okay. We need to heal. Next turn. So I've always looked at any sort of game like that, especially like RPG style, at the ending, you have to be able to not only essentially be able to end it. Arrange, please. I need to know where it is. Up. New one. But both end the story in such a way that your ending is open enough that you are capable of continuing. What I mean by that is when one part ends, you need to still be able to do things. The obvious one is, run around and grind. You still want the player to do that. Yeah, sure, there'll be that, 2% of people that is, I'm gonna grind a max level in this first part simply cause. That's gonna happen. It will, and it's fine. That can easily be countered by putting a level cap. It's like, alright, part 1, the highest that the player can go is, I don't know, level 20 or 30. I don't know. It depends on where. I've heard the theory that part 1's gonna end, at the end of Midgar, which I think is no, that's too soon. You cannot put enough content in Midgar alone. You're only in Midgar for a short period of time in comparison to how long we've been doing this. And that's not even including just grinding or extra stuff. Start to finish, how long does it last? Like, this game, 52 hours. And we're coming up close to the end. We have 2 weapons to fight, and then we finish off Sephiroth. Beyond that, not much else left. So, like, what else do you add? Or what else do you do? I've always thought, it's like, okay, how are they going to expand on it? And, like, my first guess is, what they said, that it was a retelling, not the exact same, so that they could do that. There's going to be a lot of new content in the game, I know it. That was not in the original either. It was planned, but got scrapped for one reason or another. Yuffie's a prime example of that. There was going to be another side little quest with her that... Or it was like originally what was going to happen, but it dealt with her mother and some other thing. I don't remember. But it got cut out just because of time. They could easily add that in, and yeah, God, who knows how much that'll add. I mean, they can take something simple that you could have done quick explanation, like, alright, here's a quick 2-minute explanation. Alright, we've got a 2-minute explanation. We're not going to stretch it out over 2 hours. And heck, I mean, we didn't... Based on, just looking at the size of the screen, this one little section is 3-4 areas large. Not that big. Wow, Barret does more damage than Yuffie. Not horrendously large. I'm under the assumption that, like, the overworld is going to play a great deal like what it is running around in what we've seen of 15. That very large open world-esque exploration. At least that is what I hope it is. And so they can easily make it extremely large. I think, like, the comparison I will use is, like, it takes you maybe 2-3 minutes to walk through Route 1 of Pokemon. It took Ash a day. That sort of comparison, like, oh yeah, I mean, in this one, Midgar to Calm, a minute or 2. In this, it'll take you 5, 10, 15 minutes navigating through whatever kind of terrain that it is, and I hope it's like that. I recognize that's artificially increasing the size of the game, but to do what they're wanting to do, I feel like they kind of have to do that. You're going to need to make the game a lot bigger than it actually is, beyond just the adding stuff. And like I know the one area they can add the most is just Vincent. Vincent on his own. I mean, all he's had is a single boss that we beat on our first go, walking into his room and talking to him while he's in his coffin, him saying, "I'm joining your party," and then using the submarine to go get his ultimate weapon and his limit break. Beyond that, Vincent has played no part in the story. Yuffie's played more. She had an entire side quest area. I mean, yes, it was the method used to get her ultimate weapon, not her limit. But there was actually a big story enveloped with it. And like, oh, great, she stole all our materia. Which, I am a little bit curious what would happen had you go into Wutai before getting Yuffie, do you still lose all your materia? And then you go get Yuffie after the fact. What happens? I unfortunately don't have a save where I can do that. But I would be very interested to see what happens. I'll probably just look that one up. But I was like I have heard the kind of thing is like, well, I mean, this one, it's a 3-part game. Well, yes, it's 3 discs. You do realize disc 3 is just North Cave. So you can't evenly divide it up that way. It's like, okay, where's a stopping point? I mean, it's like, okay, you have to go 1/3 of the way of disc 1, so like, what is that? Like, like, heading back to Gold Saucer? I mean, like, for the second time, your second going to Gold Saucer, but it's closed and you can't do that, but like, well, that's not enough. Ooh, yay, with item. With item, not with summon. I need that. Exchange. You. Yeah, for the fight, all of them are going to be set up the same. Final attack, Phoenix, Knights of Round, MP Absorb, with item, with summon. Because they're high enough level, they only need 1 HP plus MP plus enemy. Tifa's gonna have the underwater, and then a whole bunch of magic pluses. Because, I mean, actually, Tifa's done. I just need more magic pluses to max out her power. Yuffie still needs final attack, Knights of the Round. And with someone with item. Which, I got a new one. This one's close to being done. It's got a little ways to go. And we just started a magic. A couple more fights. Hopefully they're the right fights. Well, I guess. Elixir. Max Elixir. But it's like, what can they add? As I look at it, I honestly do not believe Midgar is all of Part 1. That just seems so little. I mean, I don't know how you can inflate Midgar more. And again, with what I've kind of, to make them good, is like, okay, yes, you've ended, but the player still needs to be able to do things. And so basic, grinding, leveling is kind of, let me still do that. I mean, your average player will not spend the time to see, can they hit the max. I hate it when the game does that. Anytime I make those kind of noises, my computer, for whatever reason, has minimized Final Fantasy. Everything's still working, but, like, that's it. So, apologies for my little moments. Back to what I was talking about. But yeah, the player still needs to be able to do things. Like the ending of Midgar, it's like, okay, you've just opened up the world. I still have one more Knights of the Round, right? Yeah. That was you that did speed. All. Whatever. It's like, what else do you add? There is not a lot in Midgar that can be at least I don't think there is. Unless it is, the story elements they're going to change. Can they add enough? I honestly don't believe so. Not with, changing the story too much, because once you kind of get to the part where it's like, alright, we've gone through Shinra. We climbed up all 60 floors. Well, 10 floors and a 50-floor elevator ride. Who's counting? What else is there to do? You can't do a lot. So I've always kind of thought, I was like, okay, where are places you can stop? Well, and what arbitrary reasons can you give for not continuing? Juon's underbelly, there's a good moment. And the girl just hasn't woken up yet, so you're waiting on that. You're still free to do stuff. It's just you can't continue on. The getting of the tiny Bronco, but putting some arbitrary reason on why you can't. I forget what's his name over at Gold Saucer, the one who had the key, but then I think he sold it to the Turks. I do not pay enough attention to bits of story like that. I just know that they killed a character that I liked. Anyways, maybe end it right there where, okay, we want to go here, but we can even find the place. We don't have the key. Awesome. So we're kind of just sitting here waiting. Range exchange. Tifa. You do. We'll max it out just cause. I'm more concerned. Okay, that's got a long way to go. That's got a ways to go. So this is almost done. Getting these done is more important. So yeah, what do they do? Hopefully we'll have a bit more taste of what's to come in a month? 2 months? That's when E3 will be. So hopefully we can kind of get an idea. The thing I'm more concerned about is like, what are we going to get out of Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts 3? That is a game we've been waiting for also. I will say it's nowhere near as bad as 15. That game's been in development for 10 years. I will also say about that series, I'm a little concerned about the CGI movie that they're doing alongside it. The last two have been... Spirits Within, I think most people agree, was just horrible. While I happen to like Advent Children, I don't really fully know how well received it was. Because honestly, that might be where they're getting story elements, is taking stuff from that and better explaining why that's a thing. Which wouldn't be horrible. We figure out what happened to Rufus Shinra. The explanation of, well, why are you all bandaged up like that? Are you okay? But yeah. Kind of my thoughts and opinions on, what to expect. I guess it's another grinding episode today. I do apologize for these, but Not a whole lot. I mean, I'm still in the process. I still have a couple more materia. I need to get these 4 materia, and then as many of these as I can get. I hope that this week we finish off. I will promise next week a new series will be starting. I have decided I am going to start recording a playthrough of Stardew Valley. It will be a new save. I will at least show the progress I made in the first one. You will get to see how Phones did with Flusy Ranch. It was not complete. I did not get it to its final form. But until then, take care. See you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.